Hi all, today I'm going to share with you the life and contributions of one of the greatest scientists, Ernest Rutherford, most popularly known as the father of nuclear physics. Rutherford is considered to have been among the greatest scientists in history. At the opening session of the 1938 Indian Science Congress, which Rutherford had been expected to preside over before his death, astrophysicist James Jeans deemed him as one of the greatest scientists of all time. What made him so great? What contributions he made to the world? Well, let's find out more on his life. Ernest Rutherford was born on August 30, 1871, in Nelson, New Zealand. His father James Rutherford, a Scottish wheelwright, immigrated to New Zealand with Ernest's grandfather and the whole family in 1842. His mother, Martha Thompson, was an English schoolteacher. Ernest received his early education in government schools and at the age of 16 entered Nelson Collegiate School. In 1889 he was awarded a university scholarship and he proceeded to the University of New Zealand, Wellington, where he entered Canterbury College. He graduated BA in 1892 and MA in the following year with a double first in mathematics and physical science, and he continued with research work at the college for a short time, receiving the BSc degree the following year. That same year, 1894, he was awarded an 1851 Exhibition Science Scholarship, enabling him to go to Trinity College, Cambridge, as a research student at the Cavendish Laboratory under J.J. Thomson. In 1897 he was awarded the BA Research degree and the Coots Trotter Studentship of Trinity College. On his arrival at Cambridge his talents were quickly recognized by Professor Thomson. He worked jointly with Thomson on the behavior of the ions observed in gases which had been treated with X-rays. In 1899, he demonstrated that there were at least two distinct types of radiation: alpha radiation, which is absorbed by a few thousandths of a centimeter of metal foil, and beta radiation, which can pass through 100 times as much foil before it was absorbed. He worked on the mobility of ions in relation to the strength of the electric field, and on related topics such as the photoelectric effect. His work showed that alpha particles and beta particles were both electrically charged, but they carry charges with opposite signs. In 1910, his investigations into the scattering of alpha rays and the nature of the inner structure of the atom which caused such scattering led to the postulation of his concept of the nucleus, his greatest contribution to physics. According to him, practically the whole mass of the atom and at the same time all positive charge of the atom is concentrated in a minute space at the center. In 1912 Niels Bohr joined him at Manchester and he adapted Rutherford's nuclear structure to Max Planck's quantum theory and so obtained a theory of atomic structure which, with later improvements, mainly as a result of Heisenberg's concepts, remains valid to this day. Rutherford performed his most famous work after receiving the Nobel Prize in 1908. Along with Hans Geiger and Ernest Marsden in 1909, he carried out the Geiger-Marsden experiment, which demonstrated the nuclear nature of atoms by deflecting alpha particles passing through a thin gold foil. He observed there were deflections for some of the alpha particles, and interpreting the deflection of this alpha particles led him to formulate the Rutherford model of the atom in 1911. From the gold foil experiment, he came to conclusion on the existence of atomic nucleus. The gold foil experiment showed that the atom is mostly empty space with a comparatively tiny, massive, positively charged nucleus in the center. In 1917, Ernest Rutherford proved that the nucleus of the hydrogen atom, that is a proton, is present in the nuclei of all other atoms. His research resulted in a nuclear reaction which led to the first splitting of the atom, where he discovered protons. Ernest Rutherford observed that his scintillation detectors detected hydrogen nuclei when a beam of alpha particles was shot into air. After investigating further, he concluded that the hydrogen nuclei was originated from the nitrogen atom present in air, proving that the hydrogen nucleus was a part of all other atoms. The hydrogen nucleus was later named proton. Ernest Rutherford remained active and working to the very end of his life. He have published several books in his lifetime, which ranges to his works, concepts and lectures. Ernest Rutherford have received several awards throughout his lifetime, for his contributions to the field of science. Some of them being, Rumford Medal, Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1908, Barnard Medal, Elliott Cresson Medal, Hector Memorial Medal, Dalton Medal, Copley Medal, Franklin Medal, Albert Medal, Faraday Medal and more. There are several items named in honor of him as well. Some of them being, the Rutherford, an obsolete unit of radioactivity, Rutherford Medal, the highest science medal awarded by the Royal Society of New Zealand, Rutherford Memorial Medal, an award for research in the fields of physics and chemistry by the Royal Society of Canada and many more. Unfortunately, at the age of 66, he died in Cambridge on October 19, 1937 due to intestinal paralysis. After cremation at Golders Green Crematorium, he was given the high honor of burial in Westminster Abbey, near Isaac Newton and other illustrious British scientists. His discoveries became a huge breakthrough and we were able to advance physics so much because of his work and contributions on the field. It could be said that Rutherford invented the very language to describe the theoretical concepts of the atom and the phenomenon of radioactivity, which made him the father of nuclear physics.